Hi, it's editing me. I would say again, but this is the first thing you're seeing in the video, so it's not again. During the course of this, you're going to see some of the screen recorded bits are super glitchy. I could solve it, but that would take approximately 2 hours, and I don't have 2 hours. So, I'm sorry. I hope the message still comes across clearly, and I also hope that I don't die by the end of this. It's my third day of editing. I think I want to finish it by today and maybe upload it by tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Enjoy the video, if that's possible. Hi, welcome. I received a message about an hour ago from a friend, and she very kindly asked me if I would help her with a tier list, and then I realized this could be content, not good content. Remember, I never promised to deliver good content, just content. Anyway, here are my credentials. I'm gonna die alone. Alright. I'm gonna guide you through my tier list first. S is God tier. S is something that rarely goes wrong. The people that know how to write it are doing good work. A, B, C, D, as usual. And the absolute trash won't click tier doesn't even deserve a letter because it's garbage. And I won't say that any one fic or any one trope falls under this for sure just because they have that trope in it. I will say, however, almost every single time, it's absolute flaming garbage. Alright, let's go. Firstly, ABO B tier. I think a lot of ABO tropes can be very well done. That being said, I also do think that it's more often than not used in such a way that glorifies violence and objectification. So not great. But I think that the successful ones, like the ones that rise to the top, are definitely the ones that hold up. Amnesia fics are a choice. B or C. I'll put it in B for now, and then I'll explain myself. I've read good amnesia fics, I've read terrible amnesia fics. I feel like where amnesia tropes can fail is when they use it specifically and only to create conflict, and it adds absolutely nothing else to the story. That's when amnesia fics just don't do it for me. Angst. A tier. Angst is more often than not pretty well done because I feel like if you set out the right angst, you're writing pretty good angst. Arranged marriage. C tier. C tier for now. Actually not, no, D tier. Again, it's convenient. Maybe, okay. I think character development matters a lot in arranged marriage fics, especially if it's non-canon divergent. Because if it's within canon and your characters are acting exactly the same as they would, or they're acting out of character, if it's just for arranged marriage and then they slowly fall in love with each other, but there's no push and pull, no like... I feel like arranged marriage goes very well with slow burn. I also feel like I'm not explaining myself well. Alright, let's move on. Fix it, fix. B tier. I should define it. It's when they take one thing that happened within canon that they didn't like and they change that thing, and usually just that thing. But of course, it usually has repercussions like throughout the rest of the series. I think Fix It Fix, I've written them. I have definitely written Fix It Fix. It's very much a band-aid over a bullet wound kind of thing, where you do it because you're in pain, and that's it. A lot of times, Fix It Fix can kind of get caught up in just that one aspect, and then they don't focus on the rest. So like, let's say 1 to 5, like point 1 being where the story started and point 5 being end credits. If the part you're fixing is point 4, usually it rushes through everything in the first like 3 points, and then it really focuses on point 4 and then kind of like throws away point 5. So I think Fix It Fix have like the potential pitfall of just skimming over what the writer could have done with the characters. Baby fics. I haven't read a lot of baby fics because they just never interested me. I would say D tier. I'm sorry, D tier. Bang or die. Absolute trash won't click. Body swaps. D tier. Again, Body swaps can be so shoddily written, usually solely to cause conflict and not actually to add anything to your interpretation of the character's past. Dark fics. Are we talking like yanderism? Fan fiction with intentionally no. Dark fics. D tier. Are you doing it just to get like a half gasp out of your audience? Are you doing it just so you can write a couple more like bloody descriptions? Dark fics really just don't do it for me, man. I'm sorry. Major character death. Absolute trash won't click. It's not absolute trash, but I simply do not want major characters to die. Canon divergence. You know what? Okay, I put fix it, fix and B tier. I would say canon divergence could go into B tier as well. I would presume it's, oh, main character chooses a different path. So like, what if Deku decided to be a florist instead? Actually, I would read that. I would totally read that. Enemies to Enemies to lovers is the good shit, man. Hold on. A tier. I think I read some very good. No. But I've also read some very bad enemies to lovers. I also do think a lot of people tag enemies to lovers, and what they really mean is Stockholm syndrome, and I hate that. Established relationship. Okay, you know, I'm gonna move enemies to lovers down a bit. Established relationship. A tier. I think a lot of people like miss out on a lot of things in established relationships, like inside jokes or like the little ways you're comfortable with each other. It just ends up being like, oh, by the way, this is X and Y. They are together and they are part of the story. There we go. We are moving on. That being said, I think there's a sort of comfort that comes with established relationship, especially in one-shots. Love it. Fairy tale AUs, S tier. Love it so much. Things that come with fairy tale AUs: knights, magic, kings and queens, battlefields, dragons. Fairy tale AUs are so cool, especially if like I just like fairy tale AUs. Okay, fake relationship. B tier for now, but if I could insert something between B and A, I would. No, I wouldn't. It would be too much work. But I'm saying I might. Okay? Like, to me, it exists nicely. It's a 0.5. The only time I really like it is when, my parents are coming over. They, like, are still under the impression that I'm single and sad. And that's the only time I'll accept it. If it's like, bro, I need, like, help. One weekend. I just need you to be in love with me for one weekend. And then we can move on with our life. Actually, you know what? No, I'm moving fake relationship up to A. I can't think of a lot of bad examples of fake relationship. Sharing a bed. Usually sharing a bed is like one-shots, I think. I think when they come out in one-shots, they really excel. S tier. It's almost always the mutual pining that comes with sharing a bed. Love it. Crack fics. Read a lot of them. They usually come in the form of chat fics, which I'm not a great fan of. C tier. Fluff. S tier. I love fluff. Fluff always just comes in the form of small things, big emotion, and I love that. Alright, friends to lovers. Depends on the fandom. A lot of writers in fandoms regarding sports anime, so like Kuroko no Basket, Diano Ace, Haikyuu, Free. They are very good at writing friends to lovers because the dynamic of them being friends in the first place is already very well established and clear in the show. But if it's like a seinen and it's friends to lovers, if it's like Akane and Kogami and Psycho Pass friends to lovers. But if it's like outside anime, friends to lovers is like a solid B for me at the moment. Genfics. What's a genfic? Oh no, a genfic is when you don't really deal with romance and sex, right? I will say I think I read fanfiction mainly for like the love aspect. But like, then what are you dealing with? Examples of genfics. Let me just Google that real quick. It just doesn't sound like fun. C tier. Like, yeah, I'd probably read one if it's like, oh, they're all cramped in one dorm. Yeah, I'd read that, but like, I wouldn't actively seek one out. Hurt Comfort. S tier. I love Hurt Comfort, dude. Just one of those things where it's like, realistically, they will end up okay. And you know that. And it's the security in knowing that. Historical AUs. Are we talking like Renaissance? Or like 1900s because there is a difference. A tier. I think a lot of writers that write historical AUs do their research, and I love to see it. Like, oh my gosh, I think it's because I used to write fanfiction as well. I'm aware of, like, especially fanfiction writers, they go to such lengths to find things out. What kind of corset was being used at what point in history? Like, you take hours to research tiny little things, and I love it. A tier, because some people kind of get a little lazy and just use it as a plot point, but when you do it right, you're doing it amazing. You're doing fantastic, sweetie. High school AUs. C tier. Because I think a lot of the high school AUs I've read end up being like, oh, experimentation, they try drugs for the first time, they smoke for the first time, they go down a really dark path. Always for the first time. Huddle for warmth. 8? Yeah. I think it's similar to sharing a bed, but sadder and scarier. There's always like an element of like being scared. Oh, we're trapped here after an avalanche. They can't find us. Or, oh, we're in a cabin and my phone's dead. Humor. Slightly different from crack fics, I will still put it in C tier. A lot of people do it very differently. And I think there's this one MHA fic super long time ago. When did I read it? Yeah, quite a while ago. It's called Fort Blam Ass. I remember the name because it's an epic name. It references a zillion different memes that I now can like have memorized in this stupid little head of mine. But again, I do think humor exists in places where they're not trying to be super serious. Or at the very least, it comes out in like light points. You know what? B tier, B tier. In Vino Veritas. Drunken Confessions. I think drunken confessions are done very well in shows, especially in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, where Manager Bong is just like flailing because she can't drink, and Secretary Yang is like right behind her, and she's like, ugh, he's so dumb, but he's so cute. And it's like, I think seeing it happen is really fun. Solid A tier, especially if there's crying. If you do a drunken confession and you're sobbing, or like you turn up on their doorstep, it's drunken confessions. Okay. First kiss. I know we're talking about fanfiction, but first kiss is so unrealistic sometimes, especially in high school AUs. C tier. I think also a lot of first kiss fics tie back into like, oh, I like kiss you without your consent, or like in the heat of the moment. Nah, not my cup of tea. Magic AUs. I'm a sucker for AUs, period, dude. Magic AUs. A tier. Okay. No, I just like magic AUs. I like how much creativity goes into it. I like them. Coffee shop AUs, S tier all the way. Coffee shop AUs are fantastic. It's either like this guy goes into the coffee shop every day and he drinks coffee he doesn't like because he wants to talk to the barista, or it's I get flustered by you being there during a slow day and I drop something and you freaking vault over the counter to help me clean it up and to make sure like I don't cut myself. I also love how coffee shop AUs are inherently tied to soulmate AUs at this point. Venti mocha ice latte, less ice. Are you the one? No, I'm looking for Steve or something like that. Okay, miscommunication. I don't like miscommunication. Again, D tier, I'm sorry. I think miscommunication is always, it's purely for conflict. It lasts a couple of chapters. I've never seen it done in such a way where it truly impacts the whole story and drives growth. College AUs. S tier. I love college AUs. The difference between them and high school AUs is dorms, driving. Usually college AUs are like lighter hearted. Also, you are adults in college AUs. I'm not saying something happens in college AUs, I'm just saying it's a lot easier to write adults with free range than teenagers that have curfews. Missing scenes. Usually one shots again. A tier. I think if you're writing missing scenes, you are really bothered by something that happened in the show, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I have written missing scenes now that I think about it. Okay, sex pollen. No. No. It comes back to the consent thing. Crossovers. Usually very poorly done. D tier. No, actually no, I don't think I've read a single good crossover, even going back to like my Kotev days before I went on the archive. There was this one mega crossover with Percy Jackson and Harry Potter. They're just messy. A lot of people that write crossovers are doing it purely so they can take one or two aspects from the other show that they like and put into this one. I don't like it. Pregnancy fics. C tier. They can be done well, they are rarely done well in my opinion. Slow burn, S tier. That's it. I am done, and now I'm just gonna talk about slow burn. I love slow burn. Slow burn comes with everything. It usually comes with characters having established routes in life. It comes with them like, it comes with symbolism. There's a lot of symbolism in slow burn. Or slow burns do this thing, a lot of them. They focus on songs. They always have one song that's playing on the radio, or this song comes on shuffle and they're dancing like maniacs in their apartment thinking about the other person. There is no trope that incorporates symbolism as much as slow burn, and I love it. I'm gonna close ranks. I'm moving crack fics up, I think. They can be done well. Like, again, maybe I'm just biased because that one fic I read in like 2016, 2018 for Fort Blamass. Crack fics can be good, man. Especially if they're like short and punchy. I like those. Are there any good high school AUs? Also, it always involves them skipping school at some point. D tier. Hi, it's editing me. Yeah, I talked about this during the video, and now that I'm editing, I'm realizing that I was so incoherent. So essentially what happened is I did the tier list on mobile first to like clear my thoughts and to know, like, get a feel for what I was gonna say. And then when I did it on PC, 8 options just straight up did not show up. So I'm now going to insert what where I would have put them, and then I am done. Thank you so much to the one person who asked for this. I am probably going to send this to 2 more people who actually care about fanfiction, and we're actually done. It's a little late to be talking this loud, so bye.